تبيان متبوح لدرسين أي كارم تهيئ دلعود واسيدا روكا وسريا دلكا يا بيرها ذهبي يشغال دردوريا وبيان
دايكوت بانكورين خيرات طبيعيو
دلكو ودمكو يا عيا لوغة اللي يعي
دايكوت بانكورين خيرات طبيعيو
دلكو ودمكو يا عيا لوغة اللي يعي ورودنا وطني تذكر إثيوبيا دولة دودا جعلو عيد دودا دريالا دبلوماسي لنا حي حتى كنا كليكو دمجوب واسيدا إكستو دنكاريو دبلوماسي لنا حي
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the East African Community and Cultural Center, I just want to apologize for the delay of the event, and this is called the Somali Ethiopian Standard Time. That means we are always 2 hours late from the time we invite you. So I apologize for that, number one. Number two, our MC will be Engineer Abdullahi Aidid, who is the chairman of the Ethiopian Somali community in California. And I want to welcome Engineer Abdullahi Aidid. Bu'ud.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming here tonight, and thank you for your patience for the last 2 hours. Like Abdi said, it's the East African Standard Time, so 2 hours late is okay. Now, we apologize for the guests waiting for this long. It's not the usual thing, but still I cannot promise it will happen. It will not happen the next time either, because it's more of a cultural thing than something that happened at only one time. So I'm sorry again, and I apologize for that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have guests here tonight from the Ethiopian Federal Embassy staff, Deputy of the Consulate General, Ms. Mabratu is right on my side here, Mr. Mabrat, and also the Embassy Counsel, Mr. Habib is also here on the podium with me. And we also, they have traveled to visit here with us and celebrate this Kali night. So we welcome them too, and we want you to welcome them too. Thank you very much. Now, coming to the essence, I believe that everybody is asking themselves, what is Kali, by the way? Or a Kali night, or a Kali celebration. So Kali is the name of a very small village in the district of Danan, in the zone of Gode of the Somali region of Ethiopia. It has a very great and significant historical significance. The history being, for the first time, the British Empire, an Ethiopian emperor, and the chiefs of tribal Somalis signed a tripartite agreement of peaceful coexistence and alliance at Kali in 1886. This is a very little known historical event, which shows that the Somali region of Ethiopia, of all the other Ethiopian regions and peoples, were the first to enter in agreement with the Ethiopian country as an Ethiopians. That trust, with the Kali agreement being in place during World War II, the British Empire was kicked out of the Horn of Africa, and the Italians took over. So all bets were off. That means the Kali agreement flew out of the window. Now, that was by the beginning of the Second World War. By the end of Second World War, the British Empire regained control of the Horn of Africa. That means they kicked out the Italians and the Germans out of Africa. They regained control of the Horn of Africa. Now, when they regained the whole country by force, of course, as a typical colonial power, they threw out all of the previous agreements out the window. Now, I will... microphone to Ms. Mabrat, the Deputy Consul General, here with us to say a few words about the Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. The speech was inspiring. I heard about Kadi for the first time in 2013 at the Sheraton Hotel in September. There was a big celebration at the Sheraton Hotel to listen to those artists who have been to the Khalil, and they are the ones who told us about Kadi. Ethiopian famous artists, all of them, writers, filmmakers, singers, poets, they organized themselves and they went to see the region. And they wanted to share their experience to all of us. So a big celebration was at the Sheraton Hotel, which is like 7 months or 8 months back. For the first time, we heard about Kadi. You know, at school, we learn about American history, European history, this geography, that history. We never knew about ourselves. You know, this history has been there for decades, but it was never told. We never heard about it, which really signifies we don't know our history. We don't know our history. We don't know each other. In the celebration recently in the region, I mean, people went to the region from all parts of Ethiopia. In the previous regions also the same thing. This is a great thing. We are getting introduced to our history. Our unity is getting stronger and stronger through cultural exchange among ourselves, through communication, through infrastructure, economic development. So unity doesn't come for itself. It has to come because you lay the foundation for unity, for strength. So in our country, this time, we have more than 30 universities. Our children are going from far, from east to west, from west to east, from north to south. Now they know each other. They are learning from each other. There was no university in most regions of our country. Developed universities, there were no high schools in some of our regions. Now, I think practically all regions have 1 or 2 universities for the first time in our history. And the infrastructure we are laying now will strengthen our unity more and more. I think it's a reflection of what is going on at home, what's being done here.